Graduation season, and this year more and more students will receive their diplomas from their parents. Dan Bowens, this is very unusual.
This is unusual. We got a tip about this. Homeschooling, the numbers that are going up, and we looked into it, and sure enough, it's true. Mom and dad are working hard. It appears to be a somewhat growing trend. More students are receiving their diplomas from mom and dad. They're learning at home. It's not because of pandemic restrictions. Instead, they're part of a growing trend of homeschooling nationwide and here in the tri-state area. It's graduation with a twist, like you've probably never seen before.
These graduates would not be up here if it wasn't for their parents.
In this case, that is literally true.
I can say without a doubt, I wouldn't be where I am now without being homeschooled, without my parents.
At this ceremony inside the Hawthorne Gospel Church in New Jersey, it's the parents handing out diplomas to their own children.
I chose homeschooling initially for the freedom to give them more opportunities than what I found was offered in a school scenario.
Kelly Hilberth has homeschooled her 5 kids, including one graduating this year. Everyone here part of the North Jersey Homeschool Association, a faith-based network of families supporting each other.
Education is changing so drastically that the privilege of homeschooling really helps parents guide and direct their children in the way that they're inclined. And that's a huge advantage already, because now you can look at your children's strengths and you can build on those.
Homeschooling kids is an option that surged in popularity in recent years. There are high-profile examples like celebrity couple Reese Witherspoon and Ryan Phillippe graduating their homeschooled son in their backyard, but far more local parents like Joanna Guzman.
When I started homeschooling him, I saw him become more confident.
The rising numbers fueled by drastic changes and restrictive protocols in the public school system because of the pandemic.
If you liked school online, then you would like homeschooling because it's pretty much the same thing.
And often frustration linked to political debate about what should be taught in the nation's schools.
It could be the pandemic, it could be other issues that they're not agreeing with what's being taught at schools or things like that, but there's been a rise.
According to the U.S. Census Bureau, homeschooling families grew from 5% in 2020 to 11% in 2021 across the country. Closer to home, recent data analyzed by Chalkbeat NY showed roughly 14,800 kids in the city opted for homeschool learning across the city. That's about double the amount from past years. Among the largest increases, minority communities, particularly black families.
We have resources that we could give the parents and support the parents.
Edwin Santiago is president of the North Jersey Homeschool Association. He says some families choose to do it on their own, while more and more choose to align themselves with organizations like his to help diversify teaching options.
Like a mother is not comfortable teaching chemistry, but there's a mother who loves chemistry. We could put them in a science class, and so there's different ways.
Being homeschooled, you have a really flexible schedule.
Carissa Fana is graduating this year and says that flexibility has given her and other students learning from home unexpected options to socialize.
There are a lot of misconceptions where they say, oh, homeschoolers are just cooped up at home, but that's not really the truth at all.
Joanna Guzman had no experience teaching before, but now, after transforming her own home into a classroom, she's guided her child to this special day.
My advice to parents who are interested in homeschooling is to first do their research, prepare themselves for what the task is going to be like. But at the end of the day, nothing's really going to prepare you until you take the plunge and actually do it.
And many of these students, probably a majority, will move on to 4-year colleges, good schools, local universities. Some parents also tell me many other students will choose trade schools. They see what's happening with the economy today, and they're deciding to take advantage of opportunities as quickly as possible. That was a nice story there, about 3 minutes, but it really doesn't encapsulate just how difficult this is. You know, we kind of make it seem easy, but it's hard. I mean, that's a lot of dedication that goes into that.
You know, I considered it at one point for my son.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't sure whether it was the right thing because of the socialization And yeah, I wasn't sure. Maybe it would have been. I don't know. I wasn't brave enough to take that.
And that's why you see groups like this where they sort of bring together 20, 30, 40 families in the tri-state area sort of under one umbrella. They're all learning from home, but if you sort of need something, you need an extra resource.
See, that's nice when you have a community.
You have that. And you know, we hear all this talk about kids leaving the school system. The numbers in New York City are up. It's just 14,000 kids. I mean, compared to the million-person school, how many kids are in schools, but still, it's not nothing, you know, if the numbers doubled. So there you go.
Right. All right. Thank you for putting that on our radar.